Good morning, America. Good morning, brother. It is freaking amazing outside right now. Currently 10:04 in the morning. Woo! Couldn't even call it a cold start. It still sounds good. Anyway, dude, yeah, this weather is a freaking amazing. Oh shoot. The weather's amazing. All right, let me tell you. It is 63 degrees, feels like 69. 25 miles of visibility, not a cloud in sight. The dew point is 41 degrees, whatever that means. And then, let's see, 2 miles per hour winds. There's a day, the only other time that I kind of, at least that I actually like logged it, had weather like this that I enjoyed so much, it's just literally perfect, was last December. It might have been early January, but I was visiting my buddy out in Chula Vista, California, and we had this one day that was just so perfect. It was so perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big weather guy, and I only say that, it's not like I'm super into, like, I mean, it's interesting as far as like storms and stuff like that, but a nice day goes so far. Like, you can't match that energy of like a day like today where it's like, I just want to be outside. I'm not gonna get sunburned. There's a UV of 3 right now. I can do anything. I can work out, I can go swimming. Like, I don't know, I want to find a place to live long term like this, a place that has what the problem is. From what I was able to gather, it kind of seems like California is basically the only place. And look, I've been to California. I love it. It's great. I just, it's really expensive, and I don't know if I align with a lot of the ideologies that, what would you say, kind of possess the inhabitants of the land. So, anyway, yeah, 10:06 now. I am going to hit some back today. It's going to be a good back day. Already down 16.9 ounces of fluid ounces of water, and I also had 400 milliliters of milk with I think 4 small dates, 78 grams of dates, 500 calories, 75 grams of carbs, and then I think it's like 15 grams of protein and like 12.5 grams of fat. I don't know. I'm just excited because I've been using MyFitnessPal consistently for, well, today's day 3. And I thought it was funny because I get a little notification when I get on the MyFitnessPal app, and it's like, congratulations, you have a 3-day streak. You're more consistent than 44% of the users on this app. And I was like, that's actually cool. Like, whatever. Like, I'm happy they share that stat with me. But also, I kind of thought, like, is that a stat you would want to share? Like, nobody uses our app, so good job that you're using our app. Like, I guess most people probably don't think about it that deeply. So, you know, they just think about how it applies to them and not how that reflects on other people's performance. Rhodiola rosea, baby. I was put onto this by Timothy Ferris on Andrew Huberman's podcast, and this stuff is the shit, let me tell you, man. If you want to have any kind of endurance training, like, you know, essentially, you're gonna have a really, like, I'm only ever taking this on back days and anterior leg days, because those are the days that I'm just doing a lot of volume relative to my other days, because they're large muscle groups. And yeah, it's like, it's easier to feel more fatigued. But dude, those Rhodiola rosea, I'm telling you, you gotta try it. Another thing you could do it for as well is if you're doing like an endurance sport, whether that be like cross country skiing, long distance swimming, or track and field, not track and field, sorry, cross country running, anything long distance or endurance. I mean, obviously working out like this, like doing a weight training session, isn't super endurance, but there is an endurance aspect to it, you know, because I'm going at it for 45 minutes and minimal rest in between, probably like 60 to 90 seconds. and it just allows me, what's really weird, like it's actually quite a depending on who you are, it's a tangible effect of rhodiola. You kind of just, you don't feel pain in the same way. Like it's I don't want to say it's like muted, but it's definitely like turned down on the if you were to make a volumetric, and not in a physical way, but I guess what would you say, an auditory analogy? Hey, auditory analogy, at least that's an alliteration. Goodness gracious. But I woke up at around 9:25 this morning, after having gone to bed at around 11:30 p.m. last night. Lots of crazy dreams as per usual. Anytime that I'm consistently taking alpha GPC, it also increases the visceral nature of the dreams that I'm having. But I've always kind of had very, what would you say, high definition dreams. Not just on the visual modality, but also like the other senses as well. And it's just amplified with the alpha GPC, but no complaints there, because alpha GPC is a great, I don't know if you would call it a nootropic or what, but it's sort of like a cognitive stimulant. It's not even a stimulant, I don't think. I don't know. All right, all I know is it's healthy. And Derek from More Plates, More Dates, he puts it in some of his products. Gorilla Mind, I think it's called, his energy drink. And I trust him. He knows what he's talking about. Derek from More Plates, More Dates. So, I'm so glad that my gym is so close. It's a massive dub. Literally, it's like, been driving for 7 minutes. I'm almost there. They're building an apartment complex right next to the gym, and it's my lease ends in a month, less than a month. So it's like, freak. Like, I would totally move into this apartment complex if only it were finished. Because then, although I will say, perhaps after this apartment complex is built, then that gym is just gonna get overrun. Like, because it's literally like, here, I'll show you. You can see it in just a second as I roll by it. Apartment complex, up, blinker on, and I am getting into the gym parking lot now. It's that simple. Here, I'll even take this off and show you. Gym, apartment complex. Gym, apartment complex. Crazy. So I spent a little bit of extra time today outside. I always take Mr. Charlie, my handsome Mr. Buster. He's a cat. He's a tabby, I believe, but I'm not sure. I got him on the doors from some renters when he was a kitten. Anyway, yeah, I always take him outside. He doesn't need a leash. He's a good boy. He's just like that. Sometimes I gotta chase him though, but that's always just more fun. And anyway, I took him outside today, and I have a little air tag on his collar because sometimes he does do a little wandering. The hard part with the air tag, I will say, is that sometimes it's kind of hard to determine the direction from which the sound is coming, which normally I feel like it's, with most sounds, that's not problematic. But for some reason with the air tag, whatever sound it makes, maybe there's a way I can change it. But anyway, I was looking for his ass. I was like, bro, where are you at, Charlie? Like, oh my gosh. And there's just, I was standing next to a tree, so foreshadowing, I guess. And dude, I hear this chipmunk just going mad. He's just like a little chipmunk. And I'm like, damn, like, why are you yapping like that? I look up to the tree, and there's chipmunks on one side of the tree. Mr. Charlie's like way up there. I mean, not crazy high. He's probably like maybe 10 feet up there, a little, somewhere around there. And might have been higher. I mean, yeah, maybe 10 to 13 feet, I would say, if I had to estimate approximately. And he's just eyeballing this squirrel. But the squirrel was on a limb, because you got to think, the squirrel's a lot lighter than he is. He's 12.8 pounds, and the squirrel's probably like maybe 2 pounds or less. He's on a far out limb, so if Charlie were to try and go and get him, then you know, the branch would break. And I think Charlie was not stupid enough to go and try that, but he was still eyeballing him. And I was like, bro, like, because every time Charlie goes up a tree, it's like, how am I gonna get him? Because he usually gets scared, like he doesn't want to come down. I mean, it's kind of just a classic cliche, like, oh, a cat stuck in a tree, right? You see that in children's cartoons all the time. And the firefighter comes up, he gets the ladder, he saves the cat, right? I don't have a ladder and I'm not a firefighter, so sometimes I just gotta climb up the tree myself, grab his ass, jump down. But today, anyway, so that squirrel's going crazy. He's going mad. He's like freaking out, probably fighting, you know, just like adrenaline is going crazy in his mind, and norepinephrine, which I'm pretty sure is just adrenaline. So I don't know why I said that. Freaking goofball. Anyway, and I was trying to speed this along because I wanted to get Charlie inside. I'd already been out there for 15 minutes, right? I wanted to go to the gym and hit back, right? So I had a water bottle, right? About halfway full. And man, I'm pretty good at throwing stuff. I know that's kind of like a weird claim to make, but like, I feel like I've always been pretty good at, like, if I have an object and I have a target, I'm pretty good at like making the object hit the target. I remember when I was very young, my brother, his name is Caden, he's a year and 9 months older than me. If he ever watches this, he'll certainly remember this story. But we used to live on a bluff in Alaska. So a bluff is kind of like, it's like you have normal land, like elevated land, I guess you would say, at like land level, and then there's like maybe like a 80 yards drop, but it's not like a cliff. It's like the normal ground stops being normal ground, and then it sort of erodes into this sort of like sand mound or dune. It's so you can climb up and down it. It's just you're climbing up like a little hill of sand, and it's pretty steep. I mean, it's like you can get up and down it, but it's not like it's light work. It's not like you could easily like push a cart, especially because it's sand. So anyway, you got to think again, like it's an 80-yard difference in terms of elevation. And there's this, it's the ocean, right? It's Kasila off Alaska. And so you got land right here, and 80 yards down, you got beach. And so my brother was walking around and I had a rock, and I threw the rock, and I was like, I'm gonna hit him in the head. Of course I didn't think I was actually gonna hit him in the head. Bro, I hit him in the head and he was not happy. Luckily I had a little bit of space between me and him, but I'm sure he eventually caught up. But you know, it's funny because like there's kind of a good excuse there. Maybe that's always why I like throwing stuff, like, you know, I'd always be like instigating with my siblings, and you know, it's kind of like, well, if I threw something from way across the room or way across like a yard or something, and it didn't actually hurt them, but it didn't injure them, but it hurt them, you might say, then my alibi is like, dude, I didn't think I was gonna hit him. Like, that's an impressive shot. And so I don't know, maybe that's how anyway. So I'm going off on a tangent there, but so I had my water bottle, throw it up, hit the squirrel, light work, no reaction. The squirrel actually jumps as I hit it, because, well, I hit it and then he like must have had good aerial awareness and clung to another branch. But this man was like, he was so scared. So after that point, he immediately jumps off the tree onto the concrete. His little balloon body just bounces on the concrete. That could not have felt good. Although I will say, I've heard that if you like chuck a rat off the Empire State Building, that he'll be chilling. I don't know how that works. I'm assuming that it has to do with their weight to gravity ratio, as well as air resistance. Maybe that's something I can learn more about. But so I'm assuming that squirrel jumping, what would it be, probably 12 feet onto concrete on his belly, probably hurt the squirrel less than it would hurt me if I jumped off of a 12-foot elevation or 12-foot platform onto my belly onto concrete. But he bounced. He definitely bounced. And he was off like a little bullet. So yeah, then I had to climb up the tree and convince Mr. Charlie. I did a lot of convincing to get him down. He's a tough cookie, but he eventually got down on his own accord. And yeah, we went inside. So anyway, that's just a little tangent for this morning, but whoo, gonna go train some back now. There's a lot of people here, so I really don't know what that means. So we'll just have to wait and see.